Expansive leadership, my brilliant leaders, my brilliant providers in health. Let your brilliance shine. You are so brilliant, but it gets dimmed and tamed by the pressures and the monotony and the burnout that we want to let that brilliant of yours shine again. This part is you getting comfortable. This is you leading your community. You got confident in light leadership. You did the thing. You led your team. You had your dream practice and you succeeded at it. It was fun and it was fulfilling and it was authentic and you were prosperous and profitable. You truly enjoyed what you were doing and you build your confidence both in your vision and in your ability as a leader, as well as in your team. Works, you've got this going and it's flowing. And now it's time for the next thing. It's time for the next chapter. And this next chapter is this expanding your influence in one way or another. But this influence piece also, while that sounds or maybe nerve wracking, this also is a getting more comfortable. This is a doubling down. This level requires more precision in your vision and how you want it to feel. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, we talked about the grid and waves. So this level is going into the unknown and bringing it back, right? But that all the waves connect. And so where on the light grid, something that was maybe 10 degrees off or 12 degrees off didn't connect the same way, it didn't weave together the same way that it does here in the land of all possibility. If we get off just a little bit, you can still create that thing because everything weaves together. So we want even more precision at this level. You are leading yourself, you're leading your vision, you're leading that how you want it to feel, but you've had an opportunity, right? To practice that and to bring awareness to that and to acknowledge, yes, this is what I want to be doing. And this is the next phase. And this is the next evolution. You've gotten rid of what it was time to get rid of. You allowed that flow. And now this next level has that precision piece to it. So the second piece of why more precision is required is that things happen more quickly at this level. You have taken the time out of it. You don't need as much figuring it out time anymore. You know what it feels like and you know how to do it. You've built the systems, you've built the structures, you know who you delegate to, you know who gets the work done. You have your referral networks built, you have your social media presence, you have whatever systems and structures you have put together, they're there. So when you say, hey, this is what we're doing, then that happens more quickly. So if you are off that 10 degrees, you're doubling down on that 10 degrees away. Okay. If you're not maintaining your standards, that's going to happen more quickly. People are following you and it grows. So at this level, you are leading all of those pieces of you at an up-leveled version. You have up-leveled your relationships. You have up-leveled your staff, the technology. You've done a lot of this up-leveling where you get to be comfortable. You know what your abilities are. You know what your skills are. You know what you like to do. You know how to lead people. You're confident doing that. And it goes from confident into this deep internal comfort. You can make that phone call. It's not a hard thing for you to do. You can post that thing. It's not a hard thing for you to do. You can get up and give that presentation. Yeah, you've done 20 of those. It's not a hard thing for you to do. You develop that deep internal comfort here in expansive leadership. one of a couple of things happen at this phase. One, you are going to recommit to what you've been doing and you expand that. So you bring in another provider, you bring in another treatment that's going to pair with yours well. You bring in, maybe you develop another location, maybe you go online. Okay. Or people will pivot at this point and go to, maybe they go to technology, maybe they go to um, more philanthropy based work, maybe they incorporate a hobby or a social love of theirs. At this phase, one of the things that we also do is taking a step back. Yes, I have loved this thing. And yes, that feeling sense that I desire comes up for me in this time. But what is it about this activity that sparks that feeling sense? So maybe you find it doing dry eye work or doing ankle work, but it's actually the problem solving piece of it that you really enjoy. And so there's a consulting piece of problem solving that you decide to do some more consulting within your profession. Or the stepping back and getting to the root of the thing. What is the feeling sense, or what is it that you're actually doing? Not the outside, but what is it that you are actually doing in that moment when that feeling sense arise? Is it that moment where they take the breath and they realize you actually hear them? Is it that moment where they realize that you have worked together and found the thing that's going to benefit them the most? Is it that moment where they realize that their second post-op that they can see, or their third post-op that they can walk? Or what actual moment is it, and what's happening in that moment? So putting focus there as you look at what your next steps are going to be. So it's the feeling sense in that activity. What's actually going on? Okay. Not in relation to that person necessarily, not in your role, but what actually are you doing at the root, at the core of the thing? Okay. So the communities that you're leading are you, all those parts of you. Because as you have come to this place, you have developed and discovered more of them. You have these strengths that were not supposed to be that have now become strengths for you. You have stories and beliefs that now you have spent some time with, and you've done some healing work with, you've done some nurturing work with, but they come up for you every so often, and you're learning how those work at this next evolution. You have all of these different multi-facets that maybe you didn't realize were there, these loves that you had, these likes, these dislikes, these standards, and they are evolving and changing and mm, realigning to you or away from. You're releasing them, you're realigning them back to you. They're evolving, they're changing. So there's this whole, instead of it being a team of the parts of you, now there's this whole community that is the parts of you, that is your interests, and that is your loves, and that is the facets of you. Okay. So we are leading each of those. You now are leading your team at a bigger level, but your team has grown. So instead of one billing person and one or two assistants, now you've developed a bigger team. But also, this goes out to the website builder and your referral network. And your team has become larger. Yes, there's still your immediate team in your day to day, but there's the person that cleans the windows and the person that, right, your team has gotten larger. This now is a community that moves with you. Then it's your professional communities and your social communities, and we're going to break each of these down. Uh, I'm going to start with social, your social communities. So this is your philanthropic communities. This is the volunteering you do, the don't. Maybe you go and do some mission work or some impoverished community. The philanthropic work that you do that's maybe not related to your specialty. Maybe now you start bringing your specialty into this philanthropic work and you find a way to weave them. Or maybe there's something that you would love that had nothing to do with your professional, that now you find a way to weave that. So maybe you really enjoy dogs or be building things or cars or wind plants, hiking, things that you enjoy that now maybe you want to combine with your specialty and do some different weaving together with that. We see a lot of providers going into tech. This could be tech that had to do with your specialty or didn't. So in this category, we're talking about tech that didn't have to do with your specialty, that maybe now you weave your specialty into it somehow, and maybe you don't. Maybe this is where you look at that pivot and you step away from your specialty a little bit and go off to this new thing. Your clinic, that piece of your life that you built, maybe you pivot completely away from that now. Okay, that can happen. That can happen. It's okay. I am just doing. You've invested a ton of time and effort and financial cost into it, but that doesn't mean you're stuck there. Yes, it's a big choice, but it doesn't mean you're stuck. This is choices I help you make. This is choices that I give you the framework to think around and things to pay attention to. And when I work with you, and that starts in the Brilliant program and goes all the way through the consulting and the coaching and the helping you really listen to you, have your back, and be confident in the choices that you make. And then be comfortable with those choices that you make. Okay. So the next one is your professional network. I break into two pieces: your regional professional network or your specialty/subspecialty professional networks. This is people saying, how did you do it? And you talk about it. You write the book about it. You have a Facebook page about it, right? You double down into a speaking career, a publishing career, a research career, and add that aspect to your practice. This could be that you take on a lot of mentoring of students. You do some teaching with those that are coming up, those that are new, those that are in places that you were in. Yeah. And then this is your specialty subspecialty, doing training at that level. This is potentially developing softwares or technologies or tools and devices and treatments that you teach on. There's so many different ways to look at what it is that you love, feeling sense that you desire, those values that you have, your full expression, and to combine those. All options are possible. You bringing precision and choice to realign or redirect as you expand your influence. You've got this. We'll see